How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ace today. I'm once again joined by Chai Chai.
Hi.
And today we are checking out Dire Straits on Every Street. So have you ever heard of Dire Straits? Do you know anything about them?
No.
So they're a British rock band from 1977 to 1995. And for the performance we're checking out tonight, it's either in Rotterdam or France or both. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get a lot of information, unfortunately, but it takes place back in 1993.
Okay. I always love seeing these.
The performers we're checking out during this performance are Mark Knopfler on lead guitar and lead vocals, John Illsley on bass guitar, Alan Clark on piano, Guy Fletcher on synthesizers, Chris White on saxophone, Paul Franklin on steel guitar, Phil Palmer on guitar, Danny Cummings on percussion, and Chris Whitten on drums. I'm excited to check this one out, so I say we go ahead and get started if you're ready.
Yep.
Cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, Dire Straits on Every Street. Here we go.
Gotta be a record you gotta be on somebody's boots. Hello down, picture of your face. You're into books. It's sacred and profane. Pleasure and the pain. Somewhere your fingerprints remain concrete. And it's your face I'm looking for on every street.
An alto sax.
That's a cool looking instrument, yeah.
Lady killer, regulation tattoo. Silver spurs on his heel. Says, what can I tell you? As I'm standing next to you. She threw herself under my wheel. It's a dangerous road. And it hazardous load. And the fireworks of liberty explode in the heat. And it's your face I'm looking for on every street. And a three-chord symphony crashes into space. And the moon is hanging upside down. I don't know why it is, I'm still on the case. It's a ravenous town. I still refuse to be traced. It seemed to me such a waste. Every victory got a taste that's bittersweet. And it's your face looking for on every street. Yeah, it's your face I'm looking for on every street.
picking up. I like it a lot so far, especially not just because it's more upbeat, but like I was like, oh, this is so lovely. This is
Mhm.
so nice. The alto sax is so nice. And then he started picking it up, and I was like, oh, okay. And then his other guitarist came on, and I was like, oh, that's right. You did list like 8 performers on stage.
Yeah, I was getting kind of, I guess, worried for a second. I was like, maybe I read the wrong list or something, because I'm relatively sure I've checked out performances from this concert before. Maybe not
Yeah.
the specific night, but the tour that they did. But
Yeah.
it started off so like calming at first. For the first like 3-ish minutes, it was just guitar and the alto sax, and that's really all it was. There was nothing else
Yeah.
coming in, and I was like, this is either the most calming performance I've checked out from Dire Straits ever, or there's like maybe something more to it, and it just hasn't happened yet. I'm not really sure.
That's funny because like this is my first impression of them. And so I'm like, oh, so they're like, he's like a low key performer. And now after hearing that, I'm like, what's in store for the next 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's like really cool to see like an intro like that. How it's just kind of, it really caught me off guard completely, because I've checked out a number of their performances so
Hmm.
far, and the energy levels for song, it varies song to song for sure, but
Right.
it hasn't been this calming before, at
Yeah.
least from what I can remember. So that's really cool. It's a great change of pace, and it really subverted my expectations for this song as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting because now I feel like I have to listen to other music from them because, like I said, this is my first impression.
Mhm.
And as you're talking about, I'm like, what do you mean? Like they're doing it so well, and I'm sure they do all of their other, you know, songs just as well. But I was like, this is so lovely. This is so nice.
No, it really is. I had a certain expectation, and it just they went in a completely different direction, is all. I think they're doing a phenomenal job for sure, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the performance so far. And which is funny because I don't really like I like, ballads, and I like slower songs and more calming music. Sometimes I think as like a live performance for me personally, I can end up like getting a little like squirrel moment and being like, okay, well then what's next? Like my brain isn't as stimulated. And so, but this was I was like kind of locked in on it like the whole like 3.5 minutes. So I was like, yeah, I could see why people sit in the audience for even like music like this, at least from them.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you notice, because we talked earlier about how no cell phones in the audience for sure, but here you got to see a bunch of what I would presume is a bunch of lighters out in the audience, and it kind of just
Yeah.
gives off this impression there's just all these different stars out there. It's just really
Mhm.
cool visual.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like all the moving parts that we have for this, it started off so calming, and then it just kind of ramped up with all the guitars, the steel guitar, the keyboard, the drums, like
Mhm.
everything just came in, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I like when bands do this. Not, like obviously like orchestras and concert bands are really good at like having a ton of things going on and it all sounds cohesive. But I like bands like this also incorporate a lot of different instruments and more than just like, oh, we're gonna have 3 different guitar parts. It's like, no, we're gonna have a lot of different sounds. And so
Mhm.
I'm curious to listen to the rest of it because I'm sure it'll be great. But there's always like a fine line between like there's a lot going on and like everything contributes just as equally to the music.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I'm excited to check out the rest of this just based on what we've gotten so far. So I say we get back to it if you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool,
Yep.
cool. So here we go.
There's so many pianos.
I love his guitar style too.
Yes. Oh, I love. I loved that. I loved it. I am such a sucker for like decrescendos and they get quieter and they like kind of live there for a little bit and then they bring it back up, they crescendo right back into it. I'm such a sucker for that and I don't think a lot of modern music does it enough like at all. Like I love an artist to do that. I do think that like a lot of music now, and people can correct me, but like for what's really popular now kind of takes advantage of like silence, which is also a really cool effect, is to like go really hard and then you just kind of have silence or like really bare bones,
Mhm.
instruments going on, or maybe it's just vocals. But I think it's like super underrated to like bring everything back down and like kind of get lower and then live there and then hang out and then like bring it all and then like be able to like bring it back up to that same energy. I think that's such an underrated, A, it's a skill, and then also be like underrated effect in music.
Yeah, like all of the instruments here that we got the steel guitar, which really kind of took front and center for this performance.
Yes, I loved it. He was so talented with it too. Like I feel like some people use it as like how it was originally used with like following the melody to like "Dun, na, na," and then he got to like really like have his own little solo and his own little piece to it.
That and the alto sax like also got
Yeah.
the moment to shine as well, which I thought was really great. That's really one great thing about this song specifically. Mark Knopfler kind of he did the vocals for this for sure, but he kind of stepped aside and let everybody else kind of have their moment
Yes.
to shine.
Yeah, and I love that they brought it back to the alto sax at the very end and
Mhm.
bring it back where we started it.
Yeah. No, it was just like it went full circle, which is really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that cute little bell at the end, like ding. I was like, this is exactly what I mean, where like every part of the music equally contributes because I was like, oh, I love that.
Based on the lyrics that I'm reading, it seemed like somebody got run over. And maybe it's a little more metaphorical, but they
Yeah.
mentioned a lady killer regulation tattoo, and
Mm-hmm.
she threw herself under my wheels, which does seem a little more literal.
Right. Seeing like your injured looks, somewhere your
Yeah.
fingerprints remain concrete, and your face I'm looking for on every street.
And then it just seems like this person's looking for the perpetrator that ran over the person, but is having trouble tracking them down. At least that's kind of how I'm understanding it. But yeah, I mean that would explain why it was so like soft at the beginning while he was singing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't really much energy or anything to that, and then the rest of the
Yeah.
performance ramps it up.
After all the lyrics happen and more clear, I don't know why it is I'm still on the case. It's a ravenous town. You refuse to be traced. So it's your face I'm looking for on every street. Like that's like okay. Like now with all that context, it kind of gives it like that like more not like upbeat, but more of that like I don't know like chase music esque.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, faster paced rhythm that like cops have when it comes to investigations and stuff like that.
Yeah, it really does. I guess going into this, I had no idea what the song was about or anything, just based on the title alone. But yeah, I guess I wasn't really expecting a song with such dark message, a dark story necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did a phenomenal job with it.
I do too. It's like it weirdly fits, right? Like
Mhm.
it like weirdly suits the story that he's telling.
I also love how the lighting played into this as well. How at the
Yeah.
beginning the spotlight was on Mark and Chris White, who was playing the saxophone there. And
Hmm.
then as the instrumentation kind of ramped up, the lights kind of went on everybody, and we got to see how the stage was set up, how everything was
Yeah.
organized there. I thought that was like a really cool setup.
Yeah, yeah. It's super cool. And you mentioned like they all got to have their parts, and that's for sure when everything got like more lit up, you got to see everyone play. And then like when it died back down and it like kind of dimmed the lights, and I was like, and now these people are playing now that we're like going back to this softer sound. And I love also when like lights aren't just like what is, current a lot of current concerts, which is like, and then they just flash whenever certain instruments happen. It's like, no, it's telling the story with the music.
Yeah, no, I feel like the lights really did play an important part in this
Hmm.
performance. Yeah. Also, like I said, I have no idea exactly where this was, but the shots at the end kind of made it look like, and even the beginning, it made it look like they're in like some kind of coliseum or something.
Yeah.
If y'all have any information as to where they're playing or anything about this performance, definitely would love to learn, as well as anything else we should know about. Definitely drop those in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the description for all the cool stuff like the socials, the link to the video, the buy me a coffee link for any priority requests. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment hashtag on every street. I think that's it for this reaction. Check out the next one. Bye guys.
Bye.